Hello YouTube, VST here of Balance Please Tech. What is cooking, right? Obviously not, but yeah, still something. Samsung S22 Ultra, a new software update is available. Today is the 13th of May, right? So you know I was away for 1 week, just enjoying myself and etc. And of course, every time I'm away, Samsung decides to push up a new update. Yeah, so we are now getting a AVDB. You can check it here, guys. AVDB update, 211 megabytes with security patch level of May. Right, and when we click here, guys, yeah, let's just try to click here to have a read through. So indeed, the build number is AVDB, running on Android 12, of course. Release date the 9th of May. Security patch level of May, of course. Yeah. Security of the device has been improved. Now, of course, we always know that's not the only thing. Sometimes they do these updates, they sneak more things, but with the size of 211 megabytes, we can safely assume that it's only the security of your devices, of our devices, that has been improved. Maybe they did also update the version of the bootloader, because they're saying after updating we'll be able to downgrade to the old software because of updates to the security policy. This probably means that the bootloader version also has been updated. So what I'm gonna do right now, guys, I'm gonna hit that update button. I'm gonna install it now, use it for a few days, all right, and then come back with the review. All right, guys, now it's time for some heavy-duty cleaning before I can start my video. I've used my S22 Ultra for a few days, and I'm able right now to share with you my feedback on the latest May update for the S22 Ultra. And before we start, and with this very nice macro shot, I will ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you like content like this. So let me do more cleaning and start in 3, 2, 1. First thing first, this here is the AVDB version, running of course Android 12, One UI 4.1, and as we can also see, the Android security patch level is from the 1st of May. Before we dive deep into the testing, let's check some of the versions. Of course, we're gonna start with the home screen, the launcher, it's version 13.1.053. Next thing I would like to check is the camera version. So how do we do that? We just go inside the settings, guys, then we just go down, we can choose the Final Cut. We choose the About camera, and then we see we have the 12.0.0169. Let's also check the security patches. How you can do this? Go inside your settings, guys, scroll to biometrics and security, more biometric settings, biometric security patch, and this is gonna show you guys the latest fingerprint version and the face recognition, which right now are the latest one. So 6008 for the fingerprint and 2115 for the face recognition. I have been away for the last 2 weeks, and of course, like always, Samsung pushed a ton of new updates to their stock applications. So you can just see 22 updates, guys, right? And all of these applications I did not install because I want to do separate videos on them, of course, on the one that matter. There are plenty of updates for Samsung account, gallery, quick share, group share, reminder, nearby device scanning, the Wi-Fi, the Samsung Cloud, and also some very interesting updates to the file share. I've been told that the file share has some new nice animations, but this is going to be subject to other videos. Now let's go back to the Samsung May update. I've used the phone for a few days, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, like all the time I try to do so, guys. If you ask me, is this phone performing very nicely, is it perfect? I'll probably say, yeah, no, not really, right? There's still this incident lagging and etc., which really drives me crazy, and this is why I'm gonna start first with the animation. Now, pay attention, guys. Before doing this video, I was running the Good Guardians, so this is Good Guardians, and I was actually trying to optimize all of my applications with the Galaxy App Booster. Every time you do update your firmware, my advice is install the Good Guardians, go to Galaxy App Booster and optimize your application. Sometimes I do go also inside the recovery and delete the cache partition, but I'm not doing this right now. As you've seen in my last videos, I was almost like completely trying to break my phone with that, so no more deleting the cache partition. So test one is going to be with the animations, and always I do start with one animation that drives me crazy because it's laggy most of the times, and this is the one going to the home settings, this one. Okay, as you can just see right now, yep, maybe because my phone knows that I'm shooting a video, it tries to perform okay. This is the animation that I have the most problem with, because this animation is stuttery, and probably 3-4 times out of 10 it's going to be really not ideal. Right now I'm already doing it more than like 10 times. looks pretty much okay. Another animation that was driving me crazy while I was using my S22 Ultra was just going and checking my notifications. This, I can now safely say, this has been fixed. I really hope that this has been fixed not only for the S22 series, but also for the S21, the S10, and all the other A series, because this one really is very, very smooth, as you can see. Okay. Showing you one more time. Now let's just go to the left where I have my Google feed, because yeah, you can just see this also performs quite okay. Was not the case, guys. This was not the case in some of the previous updates. Right now, I would say home screen navigation and usage is quite okay. I can just swipe through my screens. I can go and access my applications. See, pretty much okay. I can go and search, you know, for my recent apps and I get suggested settings. It pretty much performs okay. And now, as part of the animation testing, let me just try to open the Task Manager, or the so-called Recent menu. I do like this, boom. I have a lot of applications opened, right? One more time, boom, okay? And guys, you know that I'm trying to not to give my phone to my kids, because you know what happens when I give it to them after one day of usage? Yeah, you know, I just end up with having 1000 games. But I decided to try to give the phone to my kids because I want them to use it as well, right? I believe that this is gonna help me with my reviews because I'm not really a gamer, but my kids, they play games like crazy, so intense games and a lot of applications on my phone will really make it hard for the phone to, you know, stay up with the performance. And this is why now I've opened it to my kids and they use it almost daily as well. Alright, back to the animations, and of course the next thing I'm gonna start is the camera. Camera opening, camera closing. This has been or was a problem with the S21 generation, and I think Samsung did a lot. Okay, let me just try to open the camera. Okay, open the camera, closing the camera. See, not ideal, guys. Open the camera, closing the camera, opening, closing. A lot of people out there believe that these micro stutters are just because I'm using the full screen gestures and no buttons. But there is also something else. When I'm using the phone like this, I'm gonna get 120 Hz. And when I'm opening the camera runs actually in 60 Hz. Let me just show you. I'm inside my developers options. I'm gonna go here for refresh rate. So I'm just gonna type rate, show refresh rate, then I'm going to enable my refresh rate so you can just see I'm getting 120 Hz. Now every time I need to make this disclaimer, refresh rate is not equal to frames per second. So frames per second is actually how many frames your phone or your PC, the graphic card inside, can produce in a second. And the refresh rate is how your phone, display, or PC can show these frames in a second. Okay, so 24 Hz refresh rate means I'm getting 24 images every second. It could be that I have a game that runs at 90 FPS and I can still probably get only 60 Hz refresh rate. Now, of course, because this is using the LPTO 2.0, when I start using the display, it gets to 120. See what happened, guys, when I open the camera. Right now, I am at 24 Hz, okay? So the moment I open the camera, it goes immediately to 120 and then boom, back to 60, right? And I believe this is one of the reasons why we have this experience, right? I'm not saying it's bad, but these animations could be a bit better. I will now put my front camera so that you can just see how quick it is. So opening, okay, closing, opening again, closing. It is not so bad, guys. Also me switching all the modes, you know, back camera, front camera, okay. It is not so bad, but the camera application is locked at 60 Hz, and I do believe this is why we're getting these animations. See here, recent menu, 120, no problem at all, okay? Also, when I'm going and I'm checking my notifications, it stays at 120. Even when I'm going inside the settings of a home screen, I'm still getting 120, right? So this is pretty much okay, but every time I open the camera, boom, it is limited to 60 Hz. Now, I didn't play around. There are some applications that can force 120 Hz, and you can also do this via ADB. Probably I'll do this in another video. I don't want to really mess up with the stock One UI experience, because I know a lot of users out there are just using stock experience, and this is actually why we're buying the Samsung phones, to not having the need to root them, to install, you know, kernel mods, to install other mods, and etc. So yeah, animation check, I think almost done. Now we need to open some applications, so let's check the applications opening, closing, and the animations. Right, let me just open my Telegram. All right, Telegram opening. Okay, yep, I would say it quite nice. Let me open Spotify as well. Spotify opening, Spotify closing, opening, closing. Okay, yep. I know a lot of you guys ask, what happens when I turn the phone like this? Well, yeah, it's a Samsung phone, so you're gonna get this very nice landscape experience, and I can also try to open the Spotify there, you know, exit, right? See, Mixcloud, whoops, yep, Mixcloud doesn't support, I think, the landscape mode, but Spotify does, and it looks quite okay, guys. See here, you know, we can just use it the way it is. You can exit it, you can just do everything you want. And I would say that animation wise, I don't have a problem anymore with the One UI. I still want for these micro status to go away, like this one for example. Yeah, see? Right? This is what I'm talking about, okay? It will do it once in a while. Then when you do it the next time, it's gonna be better. But these things, I want them to be perfect. I mean, yeah, am I like a freak or something? No, because this phone costs 1,000 euro and more. So I think it needs to be perfect. And I'm not sure why it's not perfect yet, but I do really hope that Samsung will make it perfect. Let's check more of this interface. A double tap will lock the phone. One single tap will give me the always on display. And of course, if I double tap it, I'm gonna get access to my lock screen. Going to the left, of course, will require me to open pins, but going to the right will get me the dynamic lock screen, which I'm not using. This is how the fingerprint reader is working. I would say it's quite nice. And you know, the best thing is you can do it without the screen to be lit on, which is actually very nice compared to all the other phones that doesn't have the ultrasonic but do have the optical sensors, because they need to light up the screen, and this can be problematic during night. Alright guys, let's start a benchmark just to see how much we're gonna get. And of course, my choice always is to go for GeekBench. Yeah, by the way, we know now GeekBench and Samsung doesn't really have this nice relation because of some things Samsung might have done in the past with the GeoOS, and yeah, I've done videos on this, I've covered this. So let's see how much we're gonna get. I wanna make here this very big statement that we don't really have to trust the benchmarks all the time, okay? They can be a nice indication, but there's so many other factors like ambient temperature, like phone usage, and etc., like display, you know, brightness could be high, could be low. So don't trust the benchmarks all the time. Use them with caution, right? They can give you a nice indication, etc. And also, don't get very depressed if you're getting low benchmark scores. Why? No, Pixel 6 I'm using isn't really a GeekBench or benchmark killer, but it's actually working very fast. Always use benchmarks with caution. Okay, let's see how much you're gonna get. I'm gonna now fast forward this to the end result. Alright, we are almost there, and yeah, as I told you guys, the single core score is really very bad. But we do know that this phone is really capable of more, and probably about the same for the multi-core score. Why do I say it's bad? Because when you go to the single core score, usually, right, with the S21 Ultra you're gonna get something like 1000. With the S22 you're gonna get about 1000, 1100, 1200, etc. Now, that's why, again, do this and use this only and always with caution. I'm now gonna go the Wildlife Extreme, just again using this with caution. I'm just eager to see what we're gonna get there. So my score is 1700 and the average frame rate is 10. I'm getting also the indication that my phone performed better than 80% of other people's S22 Ultras running also the Exynos. Well, yeah, is this perfect? Not so much. Your score versus all the other devices, I'm just better than half of it, but it is what it is. Performance monitoring is also something important, guys. We can just see that I only lost 1% of battery and that the temperature went only with 1 degree up, which is actually not so bad. And why I'm saying this, because the Exynos 2200 got a lot of hate, right? And of course it really has a lot of downsides, but it performs stable over time. Like the sustained performance is even a bit better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. And I just don't want to go into more details right now, but what I'm going to do right now, guys, I'm going to start GeekBench one more time just to prove my point. Because why? Because I do expect right now that I'm going to get more than 600, although my phone already is heated and etc. Am I going to be right or wrong? Let's find out. Obviously, I was wrong, because I'm getting again a very bad single core score, but the multi-core score went a bit up. Anyway, I made my point, and we don't really have to trust the benchmark so much. And I'm not saying this because I'm getting these low results, because on this very same phone, I was getting awesome nice results. And I'm also not saying that the May update, the AVDB, is impacted somehow by that. Okay, now let's speak about the camera. Let me just show you some of the samples I did with this new update. Some very nice macro photos, guys, and I did not really notice any improvements. Something that is very, very interesting. I'm playing more and more with the portrait mode on objects that are not people, like this here, and the results are not so bad. And why, guys? Because you know, when you take a photo like this, you're then able to edit plenty of things, and the best part of it that I do like is actually just playing with the light, right? But you can also do plenty of other stuff, and it can be actually very, very, very entertaining, as you can just see, changing the colors and even get some artistic effects like this. So playing with the portrait mode on something that is not people is actually quite fun. And with this, guys, I'm going to conclude my review. So can I say that the S22 Ultra experience is getting better with the May update? Probably not, right? It's about the same for me as the April update, because in the April update we got really a boost of functionality, we got really some of the animation fixed. So May update is really just bringing some security enhancements and etc. And yeah, that's life, guys. So let's just see what Samsung are gonna bring us in June. With that said, guys, please stay safe, you and your families, and we're gonna meet in one of my next videos. VST over and bye.